Hey guys, so watch this video here for Tuesday, September 28th. Let me zoom in so you can see the daily. Look at the daily candle on the SPY compared to any of the last 20. Extremely narrow range, extremely low volume. It really was a very boring day. I mean, to give you an example, TMC, I called late in the day as a potential bounce play, right? So I said technically when it looked like this, maybe over 40 might be enough, but the actual trigger would be an afternoon high of day break. You hear me talk about it in the videos all the time, right? So the actual trigger is over 547. So it triggers there, 548. See the volume coming in, and it went to 563, right? 548 to 563, and that's an example of something I could highlight from today, right? So you don't see a lot of great calls or a lot of great movement on anything. I will give props to Keith R in chat. He called SAVA when it looked like this. So it was already on the overnight watch list, or maybe, no, it was on the morning gap playlist. It had this pop and then a nice little flag forming. Sorry about that. He called it long over just a 5-minute buy setup over 64.42 over this green candle. Triggers and really never looks back and goes all the way to over 70. So that was a neat little call. Went to 70.28 from the 64.42. So there's a good example from today. But overall, there's not a lot to show. I had my radar on GBR near the end of the day. I didn't take it. The 5 break made sense to me. I didn't take it. And it's almost trading at 6 right now in after hours. Almost took MDIA 1050 second mouse late in the day. And didn't, and watched it rip to almost 11:50 in 5 minutes. So it was one of those days. You get lulled to sleep, and then when something does set up, you almost don't trust it or don't believe it because things are so dead. So anyway, a green day, but nothing to brag about for me. What are we watching tomorrow? CRVS, just a really, really strong stock, pulled back for a few days, and then had a nice little rip today. I don't really like. I already feel like I'm chasing after the green day. It should have been on bounce watch today, but it wasn't. That little 7 break right there probably would have caught our attention. It opened at 7, a high of day just above that, sold off early. Doesn't matter because I didn't see it, but it's showing strength again. So I'm going to see if it gives any kind of follow through on that bounce tomorrow. TMC just goes back on long watch. It gave a nice, a nice bounce today. Today's high was 563. So maybe over that, then maybe it'll challenge the 593 from Friday. Anyway, just an ugly chart, but we'll see if it has follow through on today's bounce. MRIN. This is another trade I called today. Just kind of right here. Tokyo or the high of day break, which would have been over 1046. And within 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 minutes, went to 1075 and already, pulled back and then went a little bit more. But there just wasn't a ton of follow through in anything. I made a few bucks on that one too. Anyway, that's kind of interesting because you had the gap up, it sold off, then a gap down, and then it ran and took out the high of the gap up day in 2 sessions. And then today, kind of a quiet inside day today. So 11:15 was today's high, yesterday's high 11:42. Maybe we get some kind of flag below 11, right? Then we have a whole number inflection point with 1, 2, boom, boom, potential catalyst above, right? So that one's kind of interesting. A lot of shorts in that name, I believe. MDIA, kind of a nice pattern forming. And then today broke this pattern, this coiling pattern, this symmetrical triangle, if you will, something like that. Anyway, to the upside. So we'll see if it gives a follow through day tomorrow. GBR, I guess oil's been strong. CEI's been insane. So GBR kind of followed it today. But in after hours, it's trading over 6. So I don't love it, but you can see every once in a while GBR just catches on fire. Even this was a nice day. So we'll see if it gives any kind of follow through setup, and we'll keep our eyes on oil to make sure that we're not going against the underlying factor of why GBR moved. MMAT had a nice volume today and a pretty strong day. I look back to the early parts of the month and it topped out at 642 sideways, now curling back up. Today's high 628-ish, rounding up. It says 627.5. I don't know how that happens, so I'm going to say 628. So maybe we break today's high and then have a catalyst here. Over 642, not that far above. ENG, nice volume today and topped out at the whole number 3, so that one's worth watching. TOST's only been trading for 4 days. It was on bounce watch coming into today. No triggers, and it goes right back on the bounce playlist for tomorrow. ARQQ, right back on the bounce playlist for tomorrow. Another red day, hit the 20-day or very close to it today. Pretty good setup for a bounce play. SPIR, I'll go switch to 5-minute candles here. You see, there's this vertical line is where the day started, 5-minute candles. So there's the early high, and it put that in, in the opening half hour or so, and never broke it. So that lands it right back on my balance playlist for tomorrow. SPR. And then lastly, and I don't even know if this one should be on, LILM, in after hours, it's trading at 1107. So if it's, I think they got a price target increase from some house or something. If it's still gapping in the morning, I'll put it on the gap list. So I'm just kind of in my notes to watch for it. CARV, I don't even have, this might be worth having on watch too. It only traded 449,000 shares, but it had a nice move today. I don't have it on my watch list, but I'm showing it in the video just because maybe this group catches on fire. I don't know. I think it's worth having on a chart. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Short and sweet tonight. I'm done battling. We'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.